My name is Pedro Griffin. I'm a crew member at HS Nautilus here in Groton, Connecticut, and I'm here to talk about Rear Admiral Richard Hetherington O'Kane. O'Kane was born in Dover, New Hampshire. He graduated from the U.S. Naval Academy in 1934. He initially served on board the heavy cruiser USS Chester and later the destroyer USS Pruitt. In 1938, after graduating from the U.S. Naval Academy, he served on board his first real warship, the submarine USS Argonaut. In 1942, he served on board the USS Wahoo as executive officer under Lieutenant Commander Marvin G. Pinky Kennedy and later Lieutenant Commander Dudley Mush Morton. In 1943, he was given command of his own submarine and promoted to lieutenant commander. His ship, the USS Tang, went on to sink a total of 24 ships for over 93,000 tons, making him the most effective submarine commander in World War II. For conspicuous gallantry and intrepidity at the risk of his life above and beyond the call of duty as commanding officer of the USS Tang, operating against two enemy Japanese convoys on the 23rd of October and 24th of October 1944 during her fifth and last war patrol. Boldly maneuvering on the surface into the midst of a heavily escorted convoy, Commander O'Kane stood in the fusillade of bullets and shells from all directions to launch smashing hits on three tankers, coolly swung his ship to fire at a freighter, and in a split-second decision, shot out of the path of an onrushing transport, missing it by inches. Boxed in by blazing tankers, a freighter, transport, and several destroyers, he blasted two of the targets with his remaining torpedoes, with pyrotechnics bursting on all sides, cleared the area. 24 hours later, he again made contact with a heavily escorted convoy, steaming to support the Leyte campaign with reinforcements and supplies, and with crated planes piled high on each unit. In defiance of the enemy's relentless fire, he closed the concentration of ships and in quick succession sent two torpedoes each into the first and second transports and an adjacent tanker, finding his mark with each torpedo in a series of violent explosions at less than 1,000 yards range. With ships bearing down from all sides, he charged the enemy at high speed, exploding the tanker in a burst of flame, smashing the transport dead in the water, and blasting the destroyer with a mighty roar which rocked the tank from stem to stern. Expending his last two torpedoes into the remnants of a once powerful convoy before his own ship went down, Commander O'Kane, aided by his gallant command, achieved an illustrious record of heroism in combat, enhancing the finest traditions of the U.S. Naval Service. What's interesting to note about how Tang actually sank, he fired his last torpedo, which was a Mark 18. It had an electric motor, which caused it to accelerate rapidly out of the tube. This subjected it to pretty high G-forces. And in the case of his last torpedo, it actually got stuck at left full rudder. So it circled around and actually struck the Tang just after maneuvering, causing it to sink. Commander O'Kane was one of only 9 survivors. He was captured by the Japanese and held as a POW until the end of the war in 1945.